Pi holders, you need to watch this video before investing into Pi network, or also before investing in the whole crypto market in general. Before I tell you more about what I mean exactly with that, I want to show you the Bitcoin chart, guys. So the Bitcoin chart shows us that we had a top at around 108k. From that moment, we were in a downtrend. We set a nice bottom here of 75k. Currently, we saw a nice move to the upside to around $98,000. Currently, we are back at 95, a small pullback, nothing to worry about yet, because I expect a very big move soon. And that is something that you need to understand in the crypto market in general. You need to understand how rate cuts, but also money supply works. Because in the past, we saw several FOMC meetings that said, hey, there will be a rate cut, which results in more money printed into the supply. And this is exactly what we need, but this is not happening right now yet. So with that, I mean the following. Check out this chart, guys. So we see the black line. This is the Bitcoin chart. And the blue line is the M2 money supply. This means the total money supply into the world. So to understand what M2 is the US Federal Reserve estimate of liquid assets, including cash on hand, money deposited into checking accounts and saving accounts, and other short-term saving vehicles. So we see that the blue line is growing exponentially. And since like around 2018, 2019, we saw that it was $72 trillion. And when we go here, it's 90, so 50% was printed in only like 3 years. We saw a pullback, then it was around 2022, but since 2022 we are printing more money, but the rates are not cut yet. So what I expect is the following. So when the rate cuts happens, borrowing gets cheaper. More money will flow into the economy, which means when there is more money in the system, investors will take more risk and assets like Bitcoin will go up. But when the money supply shrinks, so it will go lower, the liquidity dries up, the market will struggle to grow, and when the Fed rates interest rates to the higher, which means what we have right now, debt gets expensive, people will spend less money on other things, and Bitcoin assets will go lower. So that is why the rate cuts and money supply is closely telling us when the market might heat up to go up or down. And currently the rates didn't change at all. And this is the next thing that comes in place. So on the 6th and the 7th of May, the FOMC meeting will happen. So on Wednesday, 2 p.m. ET, interest rates decision. So will it stay the same? Will it go higher? Will it go lower? But also an FOMC statement meeting, and Chair Powell will speak. So we can expect some very volatile days this week. But for Picoin, this can be interesting. So what I expect for the price is something very interesting. I expect personally that this somewhere this year, we don't know when, because when we take a look at the Poly market, when people start betting, 98% thinks like there's no change. Like less will maybe it will increase, and 2% maybe say, oh, there may be a small chance that we will go lower. But personally, I think we will stay the same also. But maybe during the summer or after the summer, we can expect some rate cuts coming for us. So what does this mean for Pi Network? I want to tell you some logical reasons for this chart. Like Pi Network was huge several years ago. There was no token at all, and nobody expected that there will be a token coming. So what happens was, after several years, Pi Network launched the project, which gave a lot of attention on the project. And we have two types of people in this crypto market. People who understand the market when there is hype, and some people will understand when to take action when there is no hype. So the majority of people will lose money. Why? Because they are aping in on the same day as launch, when everybody gets free tokens. So everybody's buying and selling, which result in a huge dump. But what will happen is after launch, when we zoom a little bit more in, we see that people who sold here or here are thinking like, hey, I see the prices going back upwards. Maybe I should buy again. People start feeling FOMO, but also the people who bought here and sold maybe in a loss during the way down, they are also starting to buy again, which results in that the price was going back to $3. I told everybody in my first video, do not buy right now. Why? Because always when the markets get hyped, there will be a reversal. And that is one of the things that I keep saying to everybody. Buy when the market is red. We saw several weeks ago, we saw that Trump was something with tariffs. The market was red as hell, like the whole world was in panic. These days, you want to buy. So it's exactly what I did. I took out this USDT I have, I bought it into the market, and now I'm up like 40-50%. So it's around 40% up for my investment of 20,000. So this means like an almost $10,000 in profit. And you want to wait when everybody is in panic and nobody cares anymore about something like that. So what we see at Pi Network here right now, we had the beginning phase. Everybody was hyped, and now everybody thinks, Pi Network is dead. But those are the moments you want to take action, guys. So I am buying dollar cost average because we can see that there is like a local bottom here. The market was worse last weeks, but what we also saw was that the price didn't go lower, which means the sellers are out. There's no sellers left. So when the rate cut comes, Bitcoin will fly back to maybe 100,000 again. These are the moments that I expect personally Pi Network will go back to 120 or even to $3. So I want to make more videos about Pi Network. If you're watching and you think, hey, this makes sense, when the rate cuts goes lower and the price of Bitcoin goes higher, other things also go higher. I want to keep you up to date about these kind of things. So like and subscribe to the CryptoTune channel to understand these things. Maybe for some people this sounds like very complicated, or some people already understand these things and think, hey, this is super easy. Like and subscribe. I want to support the Pi Network. So if you're a Pi Network holder or community member, we need to make one big Pi family, right? So by watching and liking this video, YouTube will show this video to more people, where it results in more new family members. So I'm buying dollar cost average right now, more Pi to add to my bag, because I expect the market will explode in the coming months. Because you see, guys, the money supply is growing, rate cuts will come, and then the real firework of the altcoins will also start, because many of you are holding altcoins, right? We saw already 2 runs. And like I said, like we saw in 2024, a very huge pump. It go all the way back to here. Everybody was thinking it is over, but it wasn't over. From the bottom to here is around 200%. Same happens. We go back to the same level, but everybody was waiting here first to buy back in, but we didn't get there. What happens now is everybody was waiting for this bottom here, but we get there, but not there. Like there was some people buying there first, which means it's like front running. People are putting orders a little bit higher than the last low to ape in. So this can mean that there's a local bottom in right now. And also when we do this line from here to here, we are seeing that currently there is a retest on this yellow line. And this can potentially be 2 things. Like we see that it break out, we have a retest, and most of the time this means that we continue to the upside. And I want to show you one more chart before I close this video. This is the USDT dominance, which means it's like when the USDT dominance goes up, people are selling the crypto for something, for the USDT, and when the things goes down, it means that people are buying more crypto. We saw until the bottom of Bitcoin here around April, the beginning of April, people were in USDT massively. But from that moment, we see that USDT is going down and quite being stable right now. So I expect the USDT dominance will also go lower here, that we go back to this area of this yellow line, and from that moment, Bitcoin confirms the breakout of its downtrend. So guys, this was the video about Pi Network. I hope you learned something about the interest rates, what we're waiting for the coming months, but also that this week can be very volatile for the majority of the crypto market. And these are the moments you want to ape in for yourself. You want to buy when others are fearful and not when others are greedy. So keep that in mind. I see you in the next video. Bye bye.